last part, I explained my views on Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden 2 and how much it improved on the new formula for Dragon Ball Z fighting games. There was a sequel made for Super Butoden 2 called, well, Super Butoden 3. But seeing as I'm going in chronological order of the game's release, this isn't the game I'll be tackling right now. Today, I'm going to talk about a very underrated Sega Genesis gem that is actually really great in my opinion. Dragon Ball Z Buyū Retsuden was released in April of 1994 for Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive as it's known in America. This game is probably one of my favorites of the original 16-bit Butoden games. I honestly don't know where to begin with this game. Let's start with the presentation of the game. It's fantastic. Utilizing the Sega Genesis to its fullest, Buyū Retsuden really looks good. The sprites bear a striking similarity to Super Butoden 2's sprite design. I guess they realized that this was the way to go with the series of sprites, I suppose. Anyway, the effects also look cool, as well as the pixel art in the game. They really look epic for a Sega Genesis title, and get approval from me in my books. Now let's move on to the music. There aren't many tracks in the game, and to be honest, I wouldn't expect much, but they're all still epic nonetheless. The battle themes are really sweet and epic to fight to. I can't believe that such epic tunes are in a Dragon Ball Z fighting game on the Sega Genesis, and it isn't on the Super Nintendo. Although, this is the same console which hosted games such as, oh, I don't know, Sonic the freaking Hedgehog? My point has been made. Now to move on to gameplay. It's practically the same thing as Super Butoden 2 in terms of gameplay, except now you only have 3 buttons, meaning you're a bit more limited with your combat options this time around. One example including that in order to just shoot a standard key blast, you have to do back and forward and then punch in order to execute it. At least that's what I do anyway. It's not that bad of a change, but it does take some time to get used to if you're used to the control scheme of Super Butoden 2 by this point. To add to this, the flight option is really finicky at times. It sometimes just flat out doesn't work. I'm probably doing something wrong, but it just doesn't work when I want it to sometimes. The control in this game isn't perfect, but it's good enough. There are 11 playable characters, each available from the start. No codes, no unlocks, they're all there from the start. There is a god! Anywho, the playable characters include Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta, Trunks, Recoome, Krillin, Captain Ginyu, Android 18, Frieza, and Cell. As you can clearly tell, no movie characters are in this game, so characters like Bojack and Zangief do not return, unfortunately. Which was a stupid decision in my book. But anyway, this marks the first Dragon Ball Z game in which Krillin, Recoome, and Captain Ginyu are playable characters, and they sure make a good first impression in this game. However, I do have one criticism with the AI. It loves to friggin' slide kick into you. It just loves to spam that move all the time. No matter who it may be, no matter what you are fighting, it loves the slide kick. It is, oh my god, it's just like Silver Psychokinesis spam in Sonic 06, and God forbid I ever have to play that game ever again, but it's just like that. But at least the spam in this game is a bit more manageable because all you have to do is just jump over them. Damn you, Silver. But I guess that...
It's no use!
Damn it, get out of here! Anywho, Buyū Retsuden is pretty much a stale version of Super Butoden 2, only with more characters and, to be honest, some better story elements. Oh my gosh! I almost forgot to talk about the story, which is the best part of the game in my opinion. Anywho, the story mode, if you can read Japanese or French or somehow manage to translate this game into English, it's quite unique to follow, as every character has their own individual story arc and they're all what-if scenarios, so it's cool to see what happens in them. Luckily, I have Google Translate to help me with the words, and I do speak a petit français, so I understand some words. Anywho, this game didn't really improve from Super Butoden 2. If anything, it just copied and it didn't come out as good as the original. Kinda like Naruto's first attempt at making a clone. So to end this, Buyū Retsuden is a good playable game. It has its faults, but they're not so bad. But does Super Butoden 3 bring us, the fans, what we want in a Dragon Ball Z fighter? Well, that's for another time. Z-Boy X8, out.